Hey budget friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Mama Cilla, and today I'm continuing on this series. I wanted to show you guys how I make cash envelopes as well as clear cash envelopes. It took me so long to actually learn how to perfect my clear cash envelopes without having bubbles, with it just looking not nice to sell. And so I'm gonna show you the supplies I have. You're going to need a paper trimmer. You're going to need a laminator. I turned it on already and it is upside down because I don't know if it was just my laminator, but the paper kept getting stuck and I was like, this is just not doing me any justice. So I unscrewed all of the screws from the bottom and I just leave it like this, and then I'll put it back on here and there, especially if my son is sitting on my lap. I put it on just for extra security because the laminator does get hot, especially the metal pieces. Next you're going to need our laminating sheets, and I will leave down all of the links that I got to the things down below. I also started my first series video, the episode 1, on the supplies, so you can also go to that, but I'll just go ahead and leave those links down below as well. If you are on a budget and you're just starting off on cash envelopes, you do not need a paper trimmer. If you're really on a budget, you can just use plain old scissors as well as a ruler. And if you do this way, then obviously you would need a pen to write down your lines. And I think that is it. First, we're going to start off with the regular cash envelopes, and I am going to turn the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alrighty, so to begin, you first want to turn on your laminator. I do have two different settings. I have, let's check. It's 3 milliliters or 5 milliliters, and the laminating sheets I get, I believe, are 5 milliliters, and that's what I put it at. And this is going to be, I feel like putting it on 5 milliliters will help with the process of not having bubbles in your cash envelopes. So we are going to cut our regular cash envelope. So what I do is I get my paper cutter and I cut 6 inches. So this paper trimmer, you can open it and cut up to 6 inches and make sure it's even. And then you do that. And then you're going to keep the extra. I keep all the extra paper for any notes I want to give for my Etsy orders instead of having to use any other paper. Then I cut my cash envelopes to 6.5. So we do 6 inches by 6.5 inches. Just like that. And we're also going to keep this one. You also do want to start with a clean desk because you just want it to be clear and not anything in the way. And then once I have this piece of paper, I move the paper trimmer, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is not perfect right here. Like, you can see little rough edges. So what I typically do is I get scissors and then I kind of just go on the edges. And I don't know if all paper cutters do this, maybe it's just mine, but I like it to really be as clean as I can do it. So we're just doing that. So once you cut your paper, all you're gonna do is fold it in half, where the 6.5 is going to be the longer piece. I will cut down this laminating sheet to 3.5. So let's do 3.5. Cut it. Get this piece and then open up your laminating sheet. And you're gonna pop this little sis in there. Just like that. I usually get a printer paper. I fold it in half. Then put the cash envelope inside where I folded the paper. Next, I like to take out all of the extra air out just by doing this. So this is how the laminator looks when it's open. We're gonna pop the baby in there, just like so. Once that's done, you're going to then get your paper trimmer once again, and then you are going to just cut the extra pieces of laminating sheets. And you're done, just like that. So simple, so cute. Hey friends, I'm so sorry that this is another day, but when I was editing the video, I realized that I forgot to say some things. So right now I'm going to show you the clear cash envelopes. All you're gonna need is printer paper. You're gonna need your laminating sheet, a paper trimmer, as well as your laminator. It is on right now, and I put it at 5 mil. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your laminating sheet and your paper trimmer. You are going to cut, you're going to cut 3 inches, and then you're going to open your paper trimmer, and you're going to bring the long sides to 6.5. Just like that. You're then going to take your sheet again, and you're going to cut 3.5 inches. This is optional, but something that I use. I open up my paper. I bring the laminating sheet with the long end. And I will clip it right here at the edge. And then open up my laminating sheet. After I open it up, you're then going to make sure there's no lint or hair, which sometimes happens. You're going to open up the cash envelope, and you're gonna put the outsides together, just like so. And then I get it as even as possible. Basically, the piece for the laminating sheet is going to be on the outsides. Then you're gonna place that inside and make sure that there's no lint. It doesn't have to be even because you're gonna end up trimming this down. You take the clip off, you close the paper, and then you're gonna take out any extra air. And this is something that you really need to do because it happens, the air bubbles happen. You're gonna grab your laminator and place it right in. There is a little bend here. I'm not exactly sure why, but just for this video, I'm gonna leave it. So you're gonna grab your paper trimmer and you're gonna trim off all of the excess pieces. If you did want space for your ring binder, you're gonna go ahead and obviously make the laminating sheet for the outside longer. I would say maybe 4 inches to 4.5 inches. So for this purpose, I am just going to trim it like a regular cash envelope without any space. Just like that. It's typically easy to open it. Just like that. And that is how you make your clear cash envelope. I know some people have their laminating sheet at home and they would like to make it at home and they don't know how. Girl, it took me so long to learn how. Let me show you how it looks. So you're gonna open your cash envelope and place the money in. Just like so. And the money fits in here pretty well with 6.5 inches. And yeah, so that is how you make your clear cash envelope as well as the other cash envelope. I really hope you guys found some insights, some tips and tricks on this video. If you did, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.